What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode on the channel, guys. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. Welcome back, and today I'm going to be giving you guys my bracket challenge and my 2020 playoff predictions. We'll be starting in the first round all the way to the Stanley Cup Finals. They say if you get a perfect bracket, you can win $1 million, like 100 grand every year for the next 10 years. For the NHL shop alone, like gift cards. So I don't know what I would do with it, but all I know is there would be lots to buy and lots to give away if that did happen. So we're going to try our best here. It's tough to do. But before we do get in the episode, guys, make sure to go down below, hit the subscribe button if you guys are new, and please let me know your thoughts on the 2020 Stanley Cup Playoffs. They start in a couple hours. Columbus, Tampa. We'll talk about that series soon. It's going to be crazy. I'm sure there's going to be some upsets, and I'm going to be talking about them all today and give you my thoughts. So without further ado, everybody, let's get into the episode. Okay, so let's get right into it with the Western Conference, starting with the Vegas Golden Knights versus the Chicago Blackhawks. So obviously, Vegas takes the top seed in the round robin, going 4-0, knocking off the defending Stanley Cup champs. And all four games were rather exciting. They were pretty exciting. They're taking on the team that handled the Edmonton Oilers pretty easily. Took them out in 4 games. When I was predicting the series, I said that, that series was going to be pretty lopsided, but it was lopsided, but just the other way around. Chicago took the Oilers out in 4 games, so, this one's going to be tough, and, the Blackhawks just know how to win. They got Kane, Crawford, Saad, Taves, and Duncan Keith, even though he's not the best in the regular season. These guys come to play when they need to. Jonathan Taves, tremendous through the qualifying rounds, and these guys got so much experience, and it's obviously rubbing off on the younger guys. There's got to be upsets here. As you can see, statistical advantage obviously goes to the Golden Knights. But like I said, there's going to have to be some upsets here, and I think the Blackhawks just know how to win. So I'm going to predict the Chicago Blackhawks taking out the Golden Knights, and that one could throw everything off, but I got to take a chance here, and I think I'm going to go with the Blackhawks. Colorado, Arizona is the next series, and Arizona, they played pretty well against the Predators. I liked how they played, and they actually got the statistical advantage in many categories, especially on the special teams, power play, penalty kill, goals against. But Colorado just scores so much, and I think I would be a fool to bet against the Avalanche here. Goaltending, you can maybe give it to the Coyotes with Darcy Kemper, but I just think the Avalanche are too strong. The offense is too strong. They got to get a lot of offense from the defense, and second, they easily could have been the number 1 seed, but I think they're going to be happy that they don't have to play the Blackhawks, at least in the first round. So I take the Colorado Avalanche over the Coyotes. Third series here, the Dallas Stars versus the Calgary Flames. Dallas, 3rd seed, just able to get to that 3rd seed after they beat the Blues in OT, I believe. The Flames, I predicted the Jets in that series, but Calgary looked really good. And for Winnipeg, Scheifele, Laine both went out. Hellebuck wasn't his best, and that's just a recipe for disaster for the Jets. Flames looked good. Tkachuk was the key factor in that series, in my opinion. Really got the Jets to not focus as much on the game. And I think he's going to be huge for the Flames going forward. But remember, the Flames were able to advance past the first round last year, I believe. Or it might have been the year before. I'm forgetting a lot of stuff now. But the Calgary Flames, I think, will take this series. And it's going to be close. We'll talk about the games after this. But I think the Flames will be able to pull up a minor upset here. St. Louis versus the Vancouver Canucks. Defending Stanley Cup champs taking on a young Vancouver Canucks team. And I bet against the Canucks in the qualifying round against the Wild. And after that Game 1 loss, they looked tremendous. And it's tough to bet against them again. But St. Louis, despite being the number 4 seed, if there's one team that knows how to win other than the Chicago Blackhawks, it's obviously the St. Louis Blues. They built a tremendous team here. And I do think the Blues are going to take this one. It's going to be a close series. All games, I'm sure, will be close, but I think the Blues will take it. So they're my 4 so far in the Western Conference. Colorado versus Chicago, St. Louis versus Calgary. Let's now move over to the Eastern Conference and start with the Philadelphia Flyers versus the Montreal Canadiens. If we look at the key factors here, the key the statistics, the Flyers have the key advantage in all categories. But there's one key factor that NHL did not put in, and that's Carey Price for the Montreal Canadiens. He, again, was so good, and I probably should have taken him to more of account when they took on the Pittsburgh Penguins. This one's close. If this series was a best-of-5 like the qualifier round, I think the Canadiens would have a much better chance. But since this is a best-of-7, and since they're playing the Flyers rather than the Lightning, I think I'm going to have to take the Philadelphia Flyers here. They just look so good through the round robin, going 3-0. On to Tampa Bay and Columbus. This series is going to be so interesting. It starts at about 3, so a couple hours time. And Blue Jackets able to get by the Leafs. I predicted that. Here, now this is a series that could really go either way. Obviously, Columbus took it last year in a 4-game sweep. In my opinion, Tampa, I think they're going to change it up, and I don't think John Cooper is going to allow his team to lose 2 years in a row to the Columbus Blue Jackets when they're the clear favorites. I don't think it's going to happen, although I don't believe the Lightning will be able to go far in the playoffs. I think they are going to take this series, and it's going to be a close one, maybe 6 games. 5 or 6 games, so I think the Lightning will end up taking it. Washington and New York. Islanders definitely not too thrilled about the Rangers getting the first overall pick. Will probably be Alexis Lafreniere, and I was going to make a video on it, still might, but it might be a bit late now. So maybe the Islanders can really push through the series, and that will make up for it. The fact that their rivals get the first overall pick and move up for the 2nd straight year. The Capitals, they did not impress me too much in the round robin. Again, it's just the round robin. Doesn't matter too much. I'm not really taking that into too much of an account going through these predictions. Caps look good, but I don't know how Braden Holtby's going to be able to hold up. I know the Islanders don't produce the most offense, but I think they can keep the Capitals' stars off the board, kind of like they did to the Panthers. I know the stars aren't quite at the same level, but I think the Islanders are going to pull a little bit of an upset here, take out the Capitals in the first round for the 2nd straight year, and I don't know. I just got that feeling, again, kind of like I did in the Coyotes Predators series. I just got that feeling that the Islanders are going to be able to take this one. The Boston Bruins versus the Carolina Hurricanes, my favorite team. They've actually got to play tonight, and it could happen. I think the Bruins, it's going to take them some time to get into it. It has taken them some time to find their rhythm, get their legs moving. But I don't think the Bruins are going to go out in the first round. There's no way that just in a few months they go from the best team in the league to a team that is going to get eliminated by the Carolina Hurricanes after struggling for a couple games. I can't see it happening. Now, I think the Bruins are going to get through here, and they'll be taking on the Tampa Bay Lightning in the 2nd round. So there are the 4 teams and the 4 matchups that I've got right here. Sorry, the 8 teams in the semifinals. And we got Colorado, Chicago, St. Louis, Calgary, Philly Islanders, and Boston and Tampa. Let's advance here, starting with the Western Conference again. Colorado versus Chicago. I predicted the Blackhawks over the Vegas Golden Knights, and of course, statistical advantage is going to go to the Colorado Avalanche because this is based on the regular season. I don't think the Avalanche are a better team than the Golden Knights, and if I have the Blackhawks beating the Golden Knights, I think they can do it again. I honestly do. I think the Blackhawks have what it takes to go on a long playoff run, and there's usually a team that kind of does that, and this year, I don't think there's any better option to go with than the Chicago Blackhawks, so that's why I'm going to predict them, and it's going to be so close in this 2nd round. The Blackhawks could throw my entire bracket just horrible if they lose the Golden Knights, but that game is also starting tonight, so that's going to be exciting. But honestly, no, I think the Blackhawks have what it takes to at least get to the conference finals this year. They just know how to win, and I think Taves, Kane, they're going to be able to bring that offense up, and Kubalik. Stars are there. St. Louis, Calgary, this one, to me, it's going to go to the St. Louis Blues. Despite the Flames getting by the Stars and the Jets, the Blues are just on another level. Once they get going, they get that series win over the Vancouver Canucks. I think they're going to be able to take the series, not get thrown off by Tkachuk's antics, and just play hockey, physical brands, get the puck down low, cycle it, grind out wins like they did last year, and they'll be advancing to the conference finals versus the Chicago Blackhawks. Quite a rivalry there, Chicago versus St. Louis. Over here in the East, Philly, Long Island. This one to me is pretty clear. It's going to go to the Philadelphia Flyers. I think the Islanders will be able to do enough to get by the first round, but not past the second. I think the Flyers are just too strong here, and they will be going on a long playoff run for the first time in a little bit of time. Tampa, Boston here. Boston's got the statistical advantage in every category except for goals. I failed to mention this in the first round series. 2.39 goals against, best in the league. I don't think their systems change that much where they're just going to throw their goals against out the window. Boston is just able to play that brand of hockey, and I'm not too worried about them going 0-4 through their first 4 games being in the bubble. I think they're going to pick it up here, and they're going to be able to take out the Tampa Bay Lightning. I just don't think the Lightning have enough to do it, and these are my final 4 teams. Quite matchups. They'll be so entertaining. Blackhawks, Blues, and Flyers, Bruins. sign me up for this conference final matchup for both conferences. Let's go back to the West. Chicago, St. Louis. I think Chicago is going to do just enough, get to the conference final, and the Blues are going to put an end to their run. Not a bad season at all for Chicago, and you know what? I think the Blackhawks can do something next year as well. You know, their young guys have, you know, jumped up really fast, actually, gone to the pace level of the rest of the team. Kirby Dach just, you know, really good through the end of the year when he did join the Blackhawks, and you know, through the first qualifying rounds. I think, you know, the young guys, Boquist, they've got enough talent here that they can be led by guys like Taves, Kane, Keith, and really put together a solid campaign next season. Maybe battle for a playoff spot. Philadelphia versus Boston, going to the Cup final. This is going to be tough. Bruins lose 4-1 to the Flyers. Just because I don't think we're going to have a back-to-back Stanley Cup matchup that is exactly the same, I think I'm going to have to go Philadelphia here. I think the Flyers are going to the Cup final, take on the St. Louis Blues, and that would be an exciting series. Boston, I think they're going to push. They're going to make it really close, and either way, that series is going to be entertaining. But I do think the Philadelphia Flyers are just going to edge them out, but it could go either way. On to the Stanley Cup final, St. Louis versus the Philadelphia Flyers. Oh, man, this one is close. Blues looking to go back-to-back for the first time since the Penguins a few years ago. This one is tough. The Flyers obviously doing a lot to get to this point. But I think this series, the Flyers-Bruins, is going to be a bit more of a grind than the Blues-Blackhawks. Now, you look at the run that the Blues do have, if the bracket does go this way, Vancouver, Calgary, Chicago, not as strong in my opinion as Montreal, New York Islanders, and the Boston Bruins, especially not physically. So I think that could be a reason, but I am going to go the St. Louis Blues going back-to-back. Despite being the number 4 seed, they didn't get blown out in any of their games, and I really do believe that they have what it takes to do it again this year. I'm going to say 39 goals, Stanley Cup final. I mean, that's almost impossible to predict. I don't even know if that number is remotely close. But if I tie for that spot, then I don't know what to say. But there it is, 39. We go to the games played here for each series. Sorry, the games in each series for the first round. This one, I think, is going to go 7 games. Blackhawks, Golden Knights, Avalanche, Coyotes. I think if there is one series that will be a sweep, it's going to be this one. But I think Coyotes should be able to get at least one win there. Get into Game 5. Dallas, Calgary, another close one. But I think the Flames should take this one in about 6 games. For the Stars, too, you know, that offense that they got, they just don't score enough. And, you know, Rupe Hintz was a main reason. You know, they got a lot of production from guys that they didn't expect to get production from last year. That's one of the reasons why they went so far to get to the conference finals to play the Blues. So I think that's going to be 6 games. St. Louis, Vancouver, learn to not bet against the Canucks. I think they're going to win at least a few games, get 6 games there. Flyers, Canadians. Like I said, if this was a best-of-5 series, I think the Canadians would you know, be much closer. Wouldn't maybe get 2 games there. I think Price can steal a few. 6 games there. Lightning, Blue Jackets. This one, I don't know what to say. I think Torts will at least be able to get 3 wins. I think that one's going Game 7. Second Game 7 that we've got so far. Capitals, Islanders. This one will also be close. I'm going to say it's Game 7. So 2 years in a row where the Capitals get eliminated in Game 7. And then Boston, Carolina. This one should be close. I think Boston is going to come out hard tonight, take the 1-0 series advantage. Kane should be able to get a few wins here. I think they'll be able to push 6 games. I don't know if that's solid. Please let me know your guys' thoughts down below. Hopefully this video was looked pretty good and everything worked out. I'm crossing my fingers right now that it did. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed, go down, hit the subscribe button. If you guys are new, hit the like button. And please let me know your guys' Stanley Cup champs and your bracket challenge. Are you guys pumped for the Stanley Cup playoffs? I'm so excited. It starts in just a few hours. Thank you again for watching. We'll see you guys in the next episode.